All right, let's get right into it. We are diving into a legal showdown of epic proportions. A tech titan going after the revolutionary AI company he actually helped create. Yep, we're talking Elon Musk versus OpenAI. And this is a fight over promises, power, and really the future of AI itself. But as you're about to see, this whole thing goes way deeper than just the money.
So let's start with the number that's at the absolute heart of this lawsuit. $134 billion. I mean, just try to wrap your head around that. It's a figure so massive, it's hard to even comprehend. It's more than the entire economy of many countries. And that is the maximum amount in damages Elon Musk is seeking from OpenAI and its major partner, Microsoft.
So that's the big question, isn't it? How on earth did we get here? Why would one of the wealthiest people on the planet sue the very organization he helped get off the ground for a sum that could literally reshape industries? Well, the answer isn't simple, and it takes us right back to the very beginning, to a promise that was made when OpenAI was just an idea.
To really get this lawsuit, you have to understand where OpenAI came from. You see, Musk's entire case isn't just about a financial squabble. It's built on this explosive argument that the company completely abandoned its founding mission, a promise that he claims wasn't just broken, it was betrayed. Okay, let's look at the timeline to see how this all unfolded. It kicked off back in 2015. Elon Musk co-founds OpenAI and he chips in $38 million as a seed donation to get this ambitious nonprofit project rolling. The whole goal? Build artificial general intelligence safely and for the good of all humanity. But you fast forward to today, and OpenAI is a commercial powerhouse, valued at a staggering $500 billion. And now, this whole saga is set for a major courtroom showdown in April 2026.
This right here really gets to the core of the whole conflict. On one side, you've got the original promise, a nonprofit research lab working for the good of everyone, totally open and transparent. And then you look at the other side, the reality today, a for-profit giant that's deeply connected with one of the biggest corporations on the planet, Microsoft, which now has a massive ownership stake. It's this complete transformation from an open ideal to a closed commercial machine that's at the center of this entire lawsuit.
And that brings us to the main legal argument from Musk's team. They're not framing that initial $38 million as just some charitable donation. Nope. They're arguing that because OpenAI pivoted to a for-profit company, his contribution needs to be seen in a whole new light. They're basically saying he should be treated like a founding investor in a wildly successful startup, one who deserves a return that's thousands of times bigger than what he first put in.
Of course, OpenAI sees things, well, very, very differently. They have reportedly told their partners and investors that this lawsuit is just the latest move in an ongoing pattern of harassment from Musk, especially since he left and started his own competing AI company. They're painting his claims as deliberately outlandish, basically just a tactic to grab headlines and cause trouble, not a real legal issue.
So, what we have here are two completely opposite stories. One side says it's about a betrayed founder, the other says it's a disgruntled competitor causing problems. To figure out what might really be going on, we need to put these incredible numbers into perspective and ask a really critical question. Is this actually about the money, or is there something else driving all this?
You know, the legal argument can get a little abstract, so let's use a simple analogy to make it super clear. Imagine you and some friends start a nonprofit bakery. Your whole mission, written in huge letters on the wall, is that all your profits will go to feed the hungry. But then, your little bakery invents this revolutionary cupcake recipe and boom, it becomes a global, for-profit empire. Musk is essentially saying he was a founder of that nonprofit bakery and is now demanding a massive slice of the cupcake empire's profits because they broke their original promise.
And this chart just puts the incredible scale of that demand into perspective. On the left, you've got Musk's initial $38 million contribution. Look, it's a ton of money, but then look at the bar on the right. That's the $134 billion he's asking for. If he were to win the maximum amount, that would be a 3,500-fold return on his original money. In the world of investing, that's almost unheard of.
Now, a 3,500-fold return is a pretty powerful motivator for just about anyone on Earth. But when we're talking about Elon Musk, you have to ask, is a massive payday the only thing he's after here? Or is there something else driving this whole thing? Something bigger, maybe more fundamental than just dollars and cents?
Because we have to consider this number, $700 billion. That's roughly Elon Musk's approximate net worth, mostly tied up in companies like Tesla and SpaceX. Now, while $134 billion is an unimaginable amount of money for most, for him, it would be an addition, not a life-altering event. In that context, it kind of gives weight to the idea that this lawsuit might be about more than just pure financial gain.
So, if it's not just about the money,
what is it about? This brings us to the final and maybe the most critical takeaway from this entire conflict. This is not just a lawsuit between a billionaire and a company. This is a proxy war. It's a battle for the very soul of artificial intelligence and who gets to control where it goes next.
So what's really at stake here is huge. This case is going to force a major conversation about what a nonprofit mission even means in today's tech world. It's shining a global spotlight on the responsibilities of corporations that are building technology that could literally change society. It makes us question the massive influence of commercial deals like the one with Microsoft and whether they compromise a company's original ideals. But ultimately, it's about who gets to steer the ship as we head into the totally uncharted waters of advanced AI.
And that leaves us with the ultimate question that this lawsuit puts right in front of all of us. When you're dealing with a technology as powerful and transformative as AI, who should be in charge? Should it be the original, open, collaborative ideals of a nonprofit mission that's dedicated to all of humanity? Or should it be the powerful, competitive, world-shaping ambitions of a for-profit giant? That is what a jury, and frankly the rest of the world, is